Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Park Spotlight. Today we have a very large, open, sprawling theme park to look at, so stay tuned and let's check it out. All right, welcome back, everybody. Hope everyone is having a fantastic weekend. If you guys are new here, be sure to smash that subscribe button. If you end up enjoying the video, please do leave a like. If you guys want to join us on Discord or support the show further on Patreon, there are links down in the description below for all of that stuff, as well as the creation of the day, which is RiverWood, created by Alcatraz, one of our Discord advanced builders and bronze patrons. Thank you so much for your support, Alcatraz. And here they say, "Heyo, I'm an Aussie that had a feeling to build something that reminded me of all the parks I have been to in Australia. This park has all my ideas put together and have created a masterpiece. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did building it. Thank you, Johnny and the team, for all that you have done making the Planet Coaster community what it is today." Oh, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. You are very welcome, and thank you for your Patreon support. Very cool stuff. Without further ado, let's jump right on into this park, shall we? All right, here we are. A small little parking lot to get things going. Not a whole lot, but that is just fine. That's exactly how I like it. Just a little bit, not too much. We have a big coaster right there, the timber mill, getting things started. And here's the entrance, RiverWood with a big tree. I like it. It's simple, but quaint. I like it. Look at this. Some pretty great views all around. Lots of coasters towering around. I probably would have done a bit more of a plaza on the entranceway, but that's quite all right. So we have a Boomerang right off the get-go here. And a sky drop to the left. Let's go check out this Boomerang, if this is where we get on. Looks like it. So nice and open, easy to find the coaster entrances. That was something I struggled with in yesterday's Spotlight, if you guys saw that. Never mind, still struggling. Here it is. That's just a carousel. So let's check out the Boomerang. Shark-infested, giant inverted Boomerang Bakasura. Here's a look at all the stats, everyone. Green across the board. Let's give it a ride. We have some guests in the park today, so this should be fun. All right, really well done. Usually not the biggest fan of Boomerangs, but I feel like the track was really good on that one. So really well done. A great Boomerang to kick things off, ladies and gentlemen. Some nice open plaza areas. Look at that. Wood Rocks Hotel. So there's a hotel built into that coaster? Mountain Flow. That must be a ride. Look at that. Just right. Oh, that's the exit. Reverse. Wait. Okay, that's the entrance. All right, open your eyes, Johnny. I don't know what's wrong with me these last couple days here. Well, I guess it's all today. You guys see the videos in different dates, but I've been recording them all at once. And I am not with it today, am I? So that brings us to our next ride, ladies and gentlemen. The Mountain Flow River Rapids Rolling River Ride. And here's a look at all the stats if you want to see them. And I will just fast forward it. Oh, looks like we have one here. Perfect. Let's get right on it. Let's go into the orbit view. I think it's the next one, this one. Yeah, we can rotate around it, but we can also see the guests. I like that. Let's try this out. So you know what? I think I changed my mind. Let's go into ride seat. A little bit more immersive. Boom. All right, very fun. This is the exit. Let's head on out here and see what else this park has to offer. You know what? I don't think I've seen one of these in a park yet. The reverse freefall coaster. How do we get to that? It's pretty cool. I like how open this plaza area is. This makes it really easy to get around, to find things. I'm assuming it's at the very back. Or maybe it's right here. All right. What happened there? Game just threw me forward. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have another attraction. The Old Man Drop, a reverse freefall coaster in descent. And there's a look at all the stats. Not a whole lot you can do with this coaster other than make it go straight and then up, but this should be kind of fun. Let's give it a go. Oh, it shoots backwards. I think, oh, no, wait. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah. Okay, cool. Let's get on it. I wonder if there's a special view I can do here. I was gonna say this one. Yeah, let's try this. I love it. Very cool. All right. Oh, a bit of a rock in the way of the queue there. I love the look of this pond area. And we have a log flume going through it. You know, we get a nice variety between coasters and water rides. So might as well just check this one out. Looks like the queue starts here. Wow, I love the way it reaches all the way to the waterfall there. Has the first splash going right by the queue. Really nice work there. Amazing. And here we are at the Old Man Falls, a log flume Choppers Creek. Here's a look at all the stats, everyone, and let's get right on it. Wow, quite a nice river rapids or log flume there. I would say there's aspects of it that I really, really love. There's a lot of great views of the certain coasters, especially this one at the back here, and then great views of the actual exterior as well, and as well as the park. However, there's certain spots that I felt like needed some polish. You know, it just felt unfinished in here. There's like a lot of floating rocks. I just feel like maybe it needs a few more rocks to complete the segments. You know, maybe fill this in a little bit more with terrain, do a little bit of painting, some hanging ivy. It's feeling a little bit unfinished and unpolished in certain areas, but from the exterior it looks great. But the problem is when you on the ride seat, it breaks your immersion a little bit, seeing all that kind of fragmented stuff. Other than that though, really good experience and some great views as well. All right, where to next? There's a lot going on here. This is really cool. Let's go check this out. We got a nice little patio area here and another coaster. Let's head on down the queue. Let's see what we have here today. So our next coaster, ladies and gentlemen, the Green Runner, Typhoon Infinite. And here's a look at all the stats if you guys want to see them. We're just going to speed this up and wait for one to get in. You know what? Typhoon Infinite. Is this a train swap? No, it's not. Typhoon Infinite. I feel like this is a newer coaster of the game that I haven't seen yet with one of the most recent pack updates. It's like the Typhoon Barghest mixed in with the Looney Tunes, but with a different train. Quite cool. I like that. Yeah, that's definitely the first time we've seen it in a spotlight here on the channel. So that's exciting. The Black Pearl. There's so many choices. Having everything open like this in the plaza. The Bermuda Triangle. Oh, what's this? Oh, we have a boat ride. You know what? I don't think we've ridden this either. This is also one of the new rides. So, the Bermuda Triangle, everybody. The boat ride Armada. And here's a look at all the stats. I definitely have not seen this. I would love to see some actual blueprint rides made out of this. Holy moly. One of the packs came out that I think it was Magnificent Rides or something. I didn't quite do a review on it, or it might have just been one of the stealth updates. It was when I was taking my break. Yeah, so I actually didn't even know this was in the game. So let's find the actual boat we're supposed to be going on. I think that was it. There it is. I really like the fact that this has a bit of a stall feature when you're at the top of a drop. It'll hold you there and then drop you, although the drops weren't that steep, but I guess that's just how the ride is designed, so not too bad. Black Pearl, we have a swinging ship ride. This little coffee station there. Anything down here? The barn, the house. Well, we have two different rides. Let's go to the house first. Oh, is this a dark ride? Oh, what is this? Oh, inverted coaster here. Oh, wait. Is this the... Okay, no. Oh, maybe it is. Wait a second. I gotta back this up for a sec. If we go up the barn... Okay, that's a really cool way of doing the stations. They're split, but it's a dueling coaster. So that brings us to our next coaster, ladies and gentlemen. The Bran. I named it wrong. The Bran! And it is a mind melt suspended looping coaster, part of a coaster train. Here's a look at all the stats. They are exactly the same coasters, but mirrored. So I think we're just gonna give it the one run. So let's check out the Bran. So for me, I kind of feel like there needs to be a little bit more interaction between the two coasters other than that first drop there. We don't even really notice that there's another coaster there. It's almost like two coasters just side by side, but they're identical. If you look at them, they're absolutely identical. Either it would switch up the scenery or integrate them in a way so that they interact with one another a little bit better, or make each experience slightly different somehow, because it just feels like a mirrored version of the other coaster with no interaction between the two. So for me, it kind of becomes a little less interesting. However, I love the way you did the boarding station. You did mirror them to, you know, exact specifications, which is quite impressive. But I feel like there's a little something missing there in terms of theming and on-ride interaction for me personally. All right, we do have a coaster back here at the entrance that we'd never checked out. So let's see how we get onto this guy. I think this is the entrance here. No. Interesting having a priority pass for a flat ride. That's what made me think it was a coaster. So here we go. We have the queue here, straight up into the station. And that brings us to our next coaster, the Sawmill, another Typhoon Infinite. So we get to ride two of these here today. Here's a look at the rest of the stats, and let's give it a go. Hey, I really like that. I like the fact that the barn doors opened up and then we dropped. And when you're in front of them, you can't even really tell that you're facing downward. Although there's a little bit of misleading theming. There's the cowboy music, and then it's like called the Sawmill, but then we get up here and it's like the timber mill. Yeah, you called it the Sawmill, but it's actually the timber mill. But then there's not a whole lot of cowboy theming in this area. So it's just a little bit misleading for me personally. But man, this area looks wonderful. Let's head to the back of the park because we've seen most of this stuff. There's definitely a whole nother section in the back with a massive coaster that we have not checked out here. So let's figure out how we get back there. So, you know what? I might have to peek. That's back here. One main strip leading us to this whole other half of the park. Some flat rides. Little airstrip here. That's cool. Oh, we got go-karts. Oh, and they're just taking off. You know what? Let's pause this. I didn't even know there's go-karts. Let's just jump right onto these. Oh no, I'm in fast forward. Whoa! Ah! All right. It's been a while since I rode some go-karts. Whoa. No! Is that the first place driver? I really wish it said what place you were in the top left corner or something. That would be really nice. Alright, looks like we have a double lapper. So we have an opportunity here to catch up to that guy that's way ahead. Oh man, I literally had my fingers off the keys there. I really don't understand the skid out mechanics sometimes. I mean, the car will try to manually drive, so I think there's like this kind of randomness where even though I take my hands off the controls, the driver tries to take control. And I guess you're fighting with the driver constantly, which causes a little bit of a push and pull. So like that might have been him auto driving, but we already lost. I am no longer in control. But a pretty fun go-kart. I feel like there wasn't a whole lot of theming, you know? It just feels kind of wedged and tucked into the back of the map here with not a whole lot going on other than this like kind of hill and some trees. Yeah, I don't know what I would do to change that because the position is so awkward. But it's not a bad track layout though. There's a lot of variation in there. So, and I like the fact that it actually goes up above itself and back under. So that's cool. All right, so here's like the last bit of the park, and then we'll take a closer look at the overall layout after we give this a ride. So, ladies and gentlemen, the big main attraction of the park here today, the biggest coaster of them all, we have the Joker, a launched vector, green across the board, duration 110 seconds, track length 2,300 meters, and max speed of 100 miles per hour. That is absolutely insane. little screech at the end. Oh, wow, that's quite an incredible coaster. However, I have one little gripe with this. I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but all the twists and turns were all left-handed. So we're constantly twisting left, twisting left up until this cobra roll. And then we had one twist right there. But everything leading up to that was just left, twist left, twist left. And I guess for me, it was just feeling a little bit repetitive at that point. So I would just be mindful of that when you design these big coasters. Try to switch it up and switch your banking left to right and add in a little bit more variation between your twists and turns. Other than that, though, pretty remarkable coaster. Not sure how I missed this, but as I was editing the video, I realized I had missed the Wooden Rocks Hotel RMC. How do you miss the RMC, Johnny? Let's head on down the queue, shall we? And get this edited back into the video. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Wooden Rocks Hotel, a hybrid steel-topped Iron Fury. There's a look at the rest of the stats if you want to see them, and let's jump on it. Absolutely amazing. Okay, back to whatever I was talking about last. And there's a look at the park from an up-head view. When you first open it up and you see it like this, you kind of go, okay, I mean, it's flat, it's square, just from a bird's eye view. Right? And that's just something to consider. But from the ground level, it's amazing. And there are certain things where I feel like you did right in terms of park layout. A big plaza that takes you down to all these sections. I did a park spotlight yesterday, which was Reborn World, and I had a really hard time navigating the park. And one of my feedback to Wakees was that I wish things were more centralized with a plaza, everything connecting you back to the center so you can find your way around the park. And I think that's what this park does really well. Now, while, you know, it's a big square, that's simply because this map size is kind of small. So if you would have chose a different map size, you could have avoided going end to end. This map is really one of the smallest maps in Planet Coaster. So you end up having to fill it like a big square, unless you make it super small, but then you have a really tiny amusement park. So I guess it's just a map choice thing, but I think it's cool having the city back there. So in the future, maybe just I don't know, try rounding it out a little bit. Like, you know, you don't have to have your parking lot come straight to the edge here. You can kind of create a little bit more edging, like man-made edging. But while it is flat, we have these big hills here with the water ride. We have some of the coasters going up high with all these rock hills here. So from the ground level perspective, it doesn't end up being all that flat. There's a lot of landmarks that are high up, but in the future, I would definitely challenge yourself to actually have like upper areas. So maybe, you know, the main strip takes you up to an upper area. That'd be kind of fun because the whole base foundation where all your buildings are, they are on the same height. So it is always fun when you can climb up a hill and there's like shops, a ski lift or what have you, but it makes sense and it works here. That was my point. Like from a distance, it might look flat and uninteresting and square, but from the ground level perspective, it's definitely not. So I think in that sense, you did a really good job of using these mountains that you built, these coasters, these rides as like landmarks. The fact that you have this launch ride going right through there diagonally creates some interesting views as well, because they're kind of cutting across these buildings, and it just kind of brings everything together really nicely. So I think you did a great job with your park layout. Coasters were fun. Theming is great. There's just a lot of stuff done right bright. Now, in terms of your open area plazas, I would try to make it a little bit more interesting. Like you could do like a little fountain here and some trim work and just kind of embed it a little bit more because it is very cut and dry and square. And when you do that, like you could have like a planter blueprint that you make and just kind of duplicate, drag it rather than just a lamp, just a planter box with a lamp or two on it. Just duplicate it, drag it, duplicate it, drag it, duplicate it, drag it. And then that way you get this kind of this nice strip of decorations going down your pathways. And then when you get to these bigger open areas, like I said, you could have a big fountain in the middle. So that's what I would do. I would try to come up with different things to separate it and then try to do that in terms of your theming. So like this area a little bit more western, you can have some western decorations around your plazas, and you could even change the pathing. Go in there and maybe find a pathing that's more suitable for this like western area, maybe some wood or something like that, you know. And it's not very hard to go in there and paint fill it, and then and then your planter boxes and things kind of match to that plaza area. That way, when you're going from area to area, there's a little bit of a transition, and if that makes sense. And then near your water area or your Caribbean area, maybe something like a cobblestone pathway would work a little bit better. Maybe just play around with it, have fun with it. I think that one works a little bit better. So that way you just create some definition between your plaza areas, and then your main area, you can keep that tarmac. This is a little bit too much tarmac, and by doing that, you can see immediately from the bird's eye view, it starts becoming a little bit more interesting, having that wood there, having that cobblestone at the back for the Caribbean area, and it just kind of breaks things up a little bit and creates a little bit more noise and variation. So there you go. And then you can have your planters just slightly different for each area. I think the tarmac works really good back here because you have your go-karts and stuff like that, and this big ride with the black dome covering it. So that's my feedback for you here today, but I think it was a very solid creation overall by Alcatraz, and this was RiverWood. There'll be a link down in the description if you want to download it for yourself and have a look. Other than that, oh, you know what I forgot to do? We haven't checked out the nighttime lighting. I forgot to do this in my last park spotlight. My apologies. The nighttime lighting's really nice as well. Yeah, I like it. I'm not a fan of the green, and you all know that. But everywhere else, it's nicely lit. Looks really good. Go-karts are nice and bright. Pretty solid stuff. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more daily Planet Coaster videos. If you'd like to support the show, check out my Patreon page. Links are down in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.